The number one reason you're not rebuilding muscle after 60 hint, it's not protein. Have you ever been told that losing muscle after 60 is just a normal part of aging? Or maybe someone said, you just need more protein. Well, that's a common belief, and while protein is important, it's not the whole picture. You see, for years, we've been taught that muscle loss in older adults happens mainly because we're not getting enough protein. So we double down on shakes, add extra chicken to our meals, maybe even try high-protein bars, but the muscle still fades. Why? Because the real issue is more complex. Yes, protein matters, but obsessing over it can distract us from what's actually going on beneath the surface. Here's the truth. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to build and repair muscle. It's like the system gets a little rusty. You might be eating enough, but your muscles just aren't responding the way they used to. This condition even has a name: anabolic resistance, and it's one of the hidden reasons so many older adults lose strength, even with a decent diet. So, in this video, we're going to break away from the old, just eat more protein mindset. We'll explore what really causes muscle decline after 60, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Because here's the good news. Muscle loss is not inevitable. You can stay strong, independent, and active. But first, we need to understand the full picture. So, let's take a closer look and start with the surprising science behind what's really happening to our muscles as we get older. The truth behind muscle loss after 60. Let's be honest, most of us expect a few changes as we get older. A few more wrinkles, a bit more time finding our glasses. But losing muscle? That one can hit harder than we expect. Here's the truth no one really talks about. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about what we eat or how often we move. It starts with deep, invisible shifts inside our bodies. Around this age, some of our most important hormones begin to quietly step back. Testosterone, vital for maintaining muscle mass, starts to drop. So does growth hormone, which helps repair and rebuild tissue. It's like the construction crew in our bodies goes on a long coffee break. And then there's the mitochondria. Remember those from biology class? They're the tiny energy plants inside every cell. As we age, they slow down. That means less fuel to power our muscles, less energy to stay active, and less spark to rebuild what's lost. But here's something many people miss. Even if you're eating plenty of protein, your cells may no longer know how to use it effectively. It's like delivering bricks to a construction site, but no workers there to lay them. This is why some people lose muscle despite eating well and staying relatively active. So if you've been feeling weaker, or you've noticed it's harder to do things that used to be easy, it's not just in your head. There are real biological reasons behind it. But the good news? Understanding these changes means we can start working with our bodies, not against them. And in the next part, we'll look at how you can reignite those muscle-building systems and take back your strength, step by step. Why muscle loss isn't just about diet. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about diet. Sure, protein matters, but there's something even deeper at play. Think of your body as a complex orchestra. Every cell, every hormone, every signal is like a musician following a conductor's cue. But with age, the communication between them starts to break down. The signals get fuzzy, and instead of playing a powerful symphony of growth and renewal, your body shifts into a quieter mode, one that's all about conserving energy, not building strength. Why does this happen? Well, ongoing inflammation, chronic stress, poor sleep, and even missing key nutrients all start to throw off that internal harmony. It's like your body starts whispering, "Let's hold back, just in case." That whisper turns into a pattern. Your body stops prioritizing muscle. Instead, It begins protecting resources, almost like it's preparing for a long winter. And here's the kicker. We've been told that feeling weaker is just normal after 50, that it's part of aging. So we move less, lift less, and slowly, our muscles respond by doing the same. They shrink, they fade, and most of us don't even question it because we've been told it's inevitable. But what if it isn't? What if we could rewire those signals, calm the inflammation, restore those missing nutrients, and remind our bodies it's safe to build again? In the next section, we'll dive into how your body can relearn those signals and why a few small changes in your routine might be the key to turning back the clock on muscle loss. The good news: muscle loss can be reversed. Here's something I wish more people knew. Losing muscle after 60 isn't a life sentence. In fact, your body still has the incredible ability to rebuild even now. Muscle loss isn't just a one-way street. It's a response to an internal environment that's out of sync. And the beauty is, we can change that environment. Think of your body like a garden. If the soil is dry, the sunlight too harsh, and the roots under stress, the plants won't thrive no matter how much fertilizer you toss in. But if you water it, protect it, give it the right nutrients, and rest those same tired plants start to bloom again. That's exactly how your muscles work. The key isn't to just eat more protein. It's to create the conditions inside your body where your cells feel safe, energized, and supported. That means dialing down inflammation, getting consistent, restful sleep, moving in a way that tells your body, hey, we still need strength, and restoring the energy-producing engines inside your cells, the mitochondria, so they can power your recovery and growth. This is where the real change begins. When we shift the internal signals from survival mode to growth mode, your body listens. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or even 90, your body is still listening. So instead of asking, how do I stop losing muscle? Maybe ask, how do I help my body feel strong and safe enough to rebuild? Because when you change the environment, you change the outcome. And next, we'll look at a simple but powerful process called anabolic resistance, and why understanding it could be the turning point in your muscle health journey. Beyond the just eat more protein myth. We've all heard it before, just eat more protein. That's the advice most of us get when we start losing muscle after 60. And sure, protein plays a big role in muscle health, but here's the truth. It's only one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Because your muscles don't grow just from what's on your plate, they grow based on the conversations happening inside your body. And I'm not talking about self-talk or motivation. I mean the real biochemical conversations between your brain, your gut, your hormones, and your muscle cells. Think of it like trying to build a house. Protein is the bricks. But if the builders, your hormones and cells, aren't getting the right signals from your brain and digestive system, the construction slows down or stops entirely. This is why simply eating more protein or calories doesn't always work, especially after 60. Your body needs the right instructions to know how to use those nutrients. If inflammation is high, if your gut health is off, or if your hormone levels are imbalanced, that protein may never make it to where it's needed. So instead of focusing on just adding more food, we need to upgrade the communication lines. That means improving digestion, balancing hormones, supporting brain health, and calming chronic stress that can block these signals in the first place. Your body is incredibly smart, but it needs clarity, not just quantity. And when we help the brain, gut, and cells work as a team again, that's when real strength returns. In the next section, we'll dive into one of the most overlooked reasons older adults struggle to build muscle, something called anabolic resistance. And it might just change how you approach nutrition forever. The overlooked mineral that powers your muscles. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about magnesium? If you're like most people, probably not recently. We hear so much about protein, calcium, even vitamin D. But magnesium? It tends to fly under the radar. And that's a big problem, especially if you're over 60 and trying to stay strong and active. Magnesium is what I like to call a behind-the-scenes superhero. It quietly powers over 300 different reactions in your body. That's not a type-over, 300. And a lot of them are directly tied to muscle strength, recovery, and energy. Let me break this down for you. Every time you move your arm, take a walk, or do a simple stretch, your muscles are contracting and relaxing. And guess what? Magnesium helps regulate that. No magnesium, no smooth movement. And when it comes to energy, this mineral is non-negotiable. Your body creates energy in the form of ATP. But ATP isn't active on its own. It needs to bind with magnesium to actually work. Scientists even refer to it as MgATP, not just ATP. So if you're low on magnesium, your cells literally can't make the energy they need. The result? You feel wiped out after light exercise. Your muscles don't bounce back. You're doing the right things, eating well, moving, but your body isn't cooperating. Sound familiar? It might not be aging. It might just be a magnesium deficiency. And the truth is, as we age, our ability to absorb magnesium drops. Add medications or stress into the mix, and it's easy to fall short. Coming up next, we'll look at the silent signs your body might be begging for more magnesium and the simple ways to get it back on track. Magnesium, nature's anti-inflammatory ally. Let's talk about something that a lot of us over 60 know all too well. Inflammation. You go for a walk, do a bit of gardening, or even just sleep in the wrong position and boom. The next day, your knees are stiff, your back aches, and your shoulders are begging for mercy. Sound familiar? What if I told you there's a simple mineral that could quietly help ease all that discomfort and support your body's natural ability to bounce back? That mineral is magnesium. Magnesium acts like a built-in fire extinguisher for inflammation. When your body gets overwhelmed, whether from stress, physical exertion, or even a poor night's sleep, tiny sparks of inflammation can build up. Over time, those sparks can become a fire that slows recovery, weakens immunity, and makes everyday aches feel worse. But magnesium steps in and calms that internal fire. It helps regulate inflammatory signals, supports your immune system, and encourages your body to heal, not just survive. After a workout or even a tiring day, magnesium helps muscles relax and reduces that lingering soreness so many of us chalk up to getting old. But aging doesn't have to mean living in pain. I always remind people, healing isn't just about resting. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to recover. Magnesium is one of those tools, and sadly, it's often missing from the toolbox. So if you've been dealing with persistent aches, slow recovery, or just a sense that your body isn't bouncing back like it used to, maybe it's not just wear and tear. Maybe it's a magnesium whisper, asking for a little help. In the next part, we'll talk about how to know if you're actually magnesium deficient and the easiest, most natural ways to bring your levels, the magnesium-sleep connection. Now here's something you might not expect. Magnesium isn't just about your muscles or joints. It plays a big role in your nervous system, and even in how well you sleep. Have you ever laid in bed, exhausted, but your mind just won't stop racing? Or maybe you wake up at 2 a.m. and can't fall back asleep no matter how many sheep you count. That's not just getting older. Often, it's your nervous system crying out for balance, and magnesium might be exactly what it's missing. You see, magnesium helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest side of your brain, the one that calms your heart rate, eases anxiety, and tells your body, hey, it's safe to relax now. Even more fascinating, magnesium helps increase GABA, a calming neurotransmitter. Think of GABA like nature's off switch. It gently quiets the mental chatter and lets you drift into deep, healing sleep. At the same time, magnesium reduces cortisol, that stress hormone that keeps us on edge and wired. And here's the tricky part. Most folks over 60 are magnesium deficient and have no idea. Why? Well, processed foods are stripped of it. Many medications like diuretics or acid blockers drain it. And stress? That burns through your magnesium like wildfire. So if you're dealing with poor sleep, brain fog, or even anxiety, don't just assume it's age. It could be that your body simply doesn't have enough magnesium to switch from fight or flight to rest and restore. Coming up next, I'll walk you through the signs of magnesium deficiency and simple, natural ways to restore your levels for better sleep, stronger recovery, and calmer days. It's not just age. It might be magnesium. Let me ask you something that might hit close to home. Have you ever chalked up your daily fatigue, nighttime leg cramps, or trouble sleeping to just getting older? It's such a common thought. Well, I guess this is what 60 feels like. But what if that story isn't the whole truth? Because here's something most doctors don't say outright. Symptoms we often blame on age might actually be signs of a missing nutrient, specifically magnesium. Now, that might sound too simple, but stay with me. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biological processes in your body, from energy production to muscle function, to calming your nervous system. And when you're running low, even slightly, it can show up as fatigue, brain fog, muscle cramps, and sleep issues. But instead of asking what might be missing, we tend to accept those signs as just normal aging. That belief, it quietly steals our power. Because once you think it's just age, you stop looking for solutions. You stop believing things can improve. But the truth is, they often can. Magnesium deficiency is common, especially after 60, and it's incredibly fixable. Sometimes, all it takes is a shift in your nutrition, or just being more aware of how your medications and stress are affecting your mineral levels. And here's the beautiful part. When you give your body what it truly needs, it responds, often faster than you'd expect. So, Nauthis isn't just about a supplement. It's about reclaiming your health, your energy, your sleep, and the belief that you're still in control of how you feel. Because aging may be inevitable, but suffering doesn't have to be. You know, sometimes we go searching for the next big thing, some magic pill or super supplement that promises to fix everything overnight. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful allies in your health journey isn't flashy or new at all? It's magnesium. Now, magnesium isn't a miracle cure. It's not going to replace good food, movement, or sleep. But it is a foundation, a quiet partner that makes everything else work better. Without enough magnesium, your body starts slipping out of sync. Your protein shakes, they don't build muscle as well. Your workouts, you might feel sore longer, or just too fatigued to stay consistent. Your sleep, it becomes lighter, more restless, leaving you tired the next day, no matter how long you lay in bed. But when your magnesium levels are where they need to be, the difference is incredible. You sleep deeper. Your muscles recover faster. You wake up and feel steady, more grounded in your own skin. Even getting up from a chair feels easier, smoother, like your body is finally cooperating with you instead of resisting. And here's something even more powerful. It's not just your body that starts to trust itself again. It's you. You start to believe, maybe for the first time in a while, that change is possible. That your body can heal and strengthen and move the way it was meant to. So no, magnesium isn't magic. But when it's missing, everything feels harder than it needs to be. And when it's present, It helps unlock the potential you already have inside you. Here's a question I wish more people over 60 would ask themselves: not, am I just getting old? But instead, what's my body missing at the cellular level? Because let's face it, if you've been doing all the right things, eating your protein, staying active, trying to rest well but still feel sluggish, sore, or like your recovery just isn't what it used to be, the answer might not be more protein or another workout. It might be something far simpler and more foundational: magnesium. You see, magnesium is like the spark plug in your body's engine. Without it, even the best fuel, your food, your supplements, your efforts can't ignite the results you're hoping for. It helps regulate muscle function, supports deep sleep, reduces inflammation, and allows your cells to actually use the nutrients you give them. If magnesium is low-end for many folks over 60, it is everything else is working harder just to keep up. So before you double down on more protein shakes or try to power through another round of soreness, ask the deeper question: could I be missing a key link? And here's the good news: there's a path forward. It's not just about adding magnesium, but about choosing the right form at the right time in the right way so your body absorbs it, uses it, and begins to bounce back again. This small shift in how you think, asking not what more to push in, but what's missing, can change everything. Your energy, your movement, your confidence. It's not about age. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to thrive.